How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Liberty Bowl. Welp, it's time to be afraid again. It's the most well-known enemy known to mankind, global warming. It's back at it again. So everyone, you know what to do. It's time to go ahead and save the environment. Here, there. Let's fight fucking climate change. Well, we're going to go ahead and check out this article from the Associated Press. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out for yourselves, the link will be in the description below. It's going to be archived, of course. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and get into this. Yeah, sorry. All I had was fucking $15 in cash.
Well, let me run it down to you, communist, homosexual, faggot, dipshit, motherfucker. Fuck you, that's why. 'Cause fuck you, that's why. 'Cause helmets suck, that's why. And commies like you swallow, that's why. Fuck Pete Wilson, that's why. Fuck Dick Floyd, that's why.
Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this article here from the Associated Press. So, the UN climate talks poised for deal creating disaster fund. So, this is essentially a group of wealthy elite. Look at this bitch right here. She just looks like she just fucking wants to take your goddamn money and say it's for fucking equality and social justice and all this bullshit, right? So, essentially, it's a bunch of fucking global elite fucking wolves sitting around a fucking hen house deciding what to have for dinner, right? So, let's go ahead and check this out just a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about this. All right, so negotiators say they have struck a potential breakthrough deal on the thorniest issue of the United Nations climate talks in Egypt: the creation of a fund for compensating poor nations that are victims of extreme weather worsened by rich countries' carbon pollution. All right. Oh, yeah, it gets better in here, right? So several cabinet ministers from across the globe told the Associated Press that agreement was reached on a fund for what negotiators call loss and damage. It's a big win for poorer nations, which have long called for cash, sometimes viewed as reparations, because they are often the victims of climate disasters despite having contributed little to the pollution that heats up the globe. This is how a 30-year-old journey of ours has finally, we hope, found fruition today, said Pakistan Climate Minister Sherry Remin, who often took the lead for the world's poorest nations. 1/3 of her nation was submerged this summer by a devastating flood, and she and other officials used the motto, "What went on in Pakistan will not stay in Pakistan." And they are going to be using that to go ahead and take yo money and go ahead and fearmonger with climate change. So let's go ahead and talk about this just a little bit. All right. So this is essentially globalism at its best, all right? And it's essentially fear-mongering. It's that's basically what the whole fucking, climate change, fucking Greta Thunberg, fucking, how dare you, all that shit, it's what it's always been. It's fucking fear-mongering, all right? So since the Industrial Revolution in, mid-19th century, something like that, the temperature of the global climate has risen roughly about 2 degrees, right? If it reaches 2.7 degrees, then the entire world is going to stop. Millions of people are going to die. Fucking blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Fearmonger. Everyone be afraid. Everyone just start throwing money at the fucking air. And that's how we're going to fix things, right? So, again, this is essentially making people afraid so that way they can go ahead and open up their wallets, they're loosen up the purse strings, all that stuff, and essentially attack it with fucking money. That's what this has always been about. That's what it's all fucking about. It's all about money. It's all just a giant grift to essentially we're starting a war on climate change. And so what we know about war, well, essentially war requires foreign aid. And what is foreign aid? Foreign aid is simply taking money from the poor people of a rich country and giving it to the rich people of a poor country. So all these people went ahead and gathered in Egypt to go ahead and, like fucking wolves at a fucking in a hen house deciding what the fuck we're having for dinner and shit. And yeah, essentially fucking the United States was pretty much told to just go sit in the corner and fucking cuck, and we're going to tell you what the fuck we're going to do with your goddamn money, and you're going to pay the entire rest of the fucking world. By the way, China and India, yeah, nope, not them. Yeah, fucking. This is pretty much solely focusing on the United States, and essentially, like I said, it's all fear mongering, and it is just the whole fucking Greta Thunberg fucking climate action to try and essentially take the fucking money from a rich nation and redistribute it around the fucking globe and blame it on climate change. Right? This is globalism. Fucking socialism, social globalism. It's a whole bunch of goddamn bullshit, and it's essentially just a giant fucking grift for your money, for the fucking social elites, for these fucking stakeholder fucking, world leaders and shit like that, to be able to line their pockets in the name of climate change. Which, by the way, none of these people have. Matter of fact, they even there was a part in there about India, proposed, phasing down, fossil fuels, natural gas, things like that. And yeah, they shot that down. No, we just want money. We just want the money. That's all this is about. Just we need more money. It's just about throwing money at the climate. And essentially, like I said, they don't have a plan for what they're going to do to try and lower the temperature or, stop it, other than, funding these solar companies and these wind companies that essentially do more damage to the environment than fossil fuel and oil drilling, things like that. And they're just going to go ahead and subsidize those companies, and they're going ahead and just fund them, so that way they can go ahead and, instead of you paying an electric company or a gas company, well, if you don't pay your bill to the electric company, well, they could just shut off your electric, and that's it. Then you just pay them next month, whatever, your electric turns back on. If you don't pay the bills to the solar companies and all these other companies that you're now indebted to, well, they're just going to repossess all of your shit. All right, so the threat to the consumer with these subsidized deals is much greater, because now you are under threat of contract rather than just a threat of your utilities being shut off. All right. Make no mistake, people. All these carbon taxes, all this, global climate equality, all this redistribution of wealth, it's not about fixing the environment. It's not about saving the environment. It's about taking these rich nations and making them poorer. The reason for this is because they want these rich nations to be poor. They want people to be poor, because eventually, people are going to start dying. Look at what they're doing with all the fucking fertilizer, fucking, regulation, all the fucking agricultural regulations and shit they're doing. They want people to essentially starve. The way that they're going to reduce carbons is by reducing the carbon emitters. The carbon they want to reduce, people, is you. So, yeah, pretty some fucking socialist, globalist bullshit going on, man. Well, I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate all you guys. Fuck off.